Welcome to the Community Difference-Rockwall. Powered by the Difference Media LLC. And sponsored by Delisa Lapinsky Realty Group. B1 Bank. Compass Facilities Consulting. The One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Barnaby Heating and Air. Minuteman Press of Rockwall. And by WeatherTech General Contracting.
The Community Difference-Rockwall was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals.
So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts and insights about being a professional, along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference-Rockwall starts now.
Welcome everybody to the Community Difference-Rockwall. I am your host, Delisa Lapinsky, and a local realtor here with EXP. First of all, it is so good to be back. A couple of weeks ago, I had a pretty bad fall with the help of my dogs, and they so graciously helped me break my collarbone. And I just want to thank everybody that sent texts, messages, calls. Especially want to thank the co-host and Lyndon for jumping in at the last minute to host the show. It wasn't exactly something that we really expected, but life happens. And so I just wanted to express my gratitude for everyone who has reached out, offered to help, other agents who have offered to help me in my business. So we are rocking and rolling. I'm kind of one-armed for a while, but you know what? That's not going to slow us down. If this is your first time to the Community Difference-Rockwall, welcome. We are so happy to have you. We are a weekly podcast that we are going to be talking about everything that's happening in the Rockwall community. We talk with different business leaders, political leaders, nonprofits, and we want to make sure that we are also addressing any community topics as well. Each month we have a different business topic of the month. This month our topic is digital media mindset, so turning social media into service media. And I am so excited for both of our guests who do amazing things in social media. But before we bring them in, I want to go ahead and bring in our co-hosts. I've got Bryan Decker with Compass Facilities and Kristen Small, Kristen with WeatherTech General Contracting, which it kind of threw me off because your husband Josh is on too a lot of times. And I was like, oh, Kristen, I love you. And Kristen, thank you so much. You guys sent over a meal after I'd just gotten out of surgery. It was a lifesaver. Thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Yeah. So, Bryan, tell our audience a little bit about you and Compass Facilities.
Yeah. So I actually pretty much born and raised in Rockwall. I say pretty much because there wasn't a hospital here and moved in when I was a baby. But born and raised in Rockwall. Spent 20 years in the nuclear Navy, kind of traveling around, and then we ended up in the Bay Area. I worked for Facebook for / Meta for a little over 6 years, and then started our own consulting company last year. So we optimize operations for facilities, medium to large facilities, manufacturing facilities, data center companies, things like that. It's been a ton of fun. I absolutely love getting up every morning and working for my clients. It's a dream come true for me.
So just real quickly, one of your sons is in the a cappella choir with Rockwall. And how did they do?
So yeah, they went to New York to nationals. And if I'm going to refresh everybody here because it was such a big deal. So there's over 4,000 a cappella groups in high schools across the United States, and they only picked 9 to go to New York City for nationals, and 2 of those 9 came from Rockwall. which is just incredible, right?
Isn't that amazing? We have 2 high schools and both of them sent their choirs. That is cool.
So Rockwall Heath sent Infinity and Rockwall sent Walk the Line. My son's in Walk the Line, but Rockwall Heath's Infinity actually took 2nd place in the nation, and Rockwall's Walk the Line took 4th in the nation. So they both did very, very well. Just a really cool experience for all those kids. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to go. But I got to see all the videos and pictures, and they just had an epic time up there. So great opportunity for those folks in our community.
Well, and a huge congratulations to all the kids that participated in that, because they worked their tails off to get there. Yeah.
You can actually find their music on Spotify too, if you just look up the name of the groups, like Walk the Line.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can listen to their songs, and they make albums. It's a thing.
Oh, cool. I'm going to check that out. Okay, Kristen, now tell us a little bit about you guys and what you and Josh do.
So WeatherTech General Contracting, we do, we're here local in Rockwall, service the DFW area. We also service outside of that, but this is our primary area. We do everything from roofing to remodels, residential, commercial. We've rebuilt homes from storm damage. So you name it, you dream it, we can do it. Josh is currently on the road this week. He had some jobs he had to do some meetings at. So that's why I've been able to grace y'all with my presence, but I'm pretty sure he's listening in. So shout out to him for managing things on the road while I take everything on the home front.
Wow, Chris, I mean, let's face it, you are better looking than he is anyway. So. All right, so I'm really excited about the guests that you guys have lined up for our show. Lyndon, can we go ahead and bring in our 2 guests? And we'll start with ladies first in our introductions. So our first guest is Jennifer Kilpatrick. Jennifer, you are also an agent with Coldwell Banker. Tell us a little bit about you and your background.
Sure. I too am also from the local area. So I have lived in Mesquite, Forney, and Rockwall, and all of those surrounding areas. I've been in real estate since 2002. So just for anybody that's trying to math, yes, I started selling real estate while I was still in diapers. So
absolutely.
I really kind of specialize in what I call Dallas East. I have clients that move, all over this area, and also a lot of people that are coming in from out of state. I specialize in residential real estate. But that's a little bit about me. Been married 27 years to a former Marine. So when he got out of the Marine Corps, we landed back into this area. I have 2 fantastic adult kids that I am super excited are now off my payroll. So there you go.
Isn't that a fantastic raise? I know when my daughter got off my payroll, I went out and celebrated.
Yep. Yeah, I am perfectly okay with that. Yes.
Yes. And knock on wood, she's 28 years old and has still stayed off my payroll. So I'm happy with that as well.
That's the goal. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yes. Well, thank you so much. We are so excited to have you here, a part of the Community Difference-Rockwall. Lyndon, let's go ahead and bring in our other guest, who really probably doesn't need any introduction, but Jared Guynes. Hello. Thank you for joining us.
Howdy. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, go ahead and tell us a little bit about you, as if most of Rockwall doesn't know.
My name is Jared Guynes. I'm a 40-year-old content creator and digital marketing consultant. So been here in Rockwall for about, 12, 13 years now, 13 years or so. And I was one of the co-founders of the Rockwallian Facebook group, one of my better ideas back in 2017. And just like to be active here in the community. I live here, work here, play here, do my laundry here, and base all of my national and international travel out right here out of Rockwall. So I like to sort of take the Rockwall culture with me everywhere I go and, represent our home, whether you like it or not. And that's okay. But I do that and get to go around and have a lot of fun, really just playing on the internet for a living, to be honest.
Not a bad thing, right?
No, it's a lot of fun.
Well, you know what? That's funny because you talked about taking the Rockwall culture out, whether you like it or not. That is one of the things that drew me out here 17 years ago was just that Rockwall culture. And I think we really do have something special out here in the community. One of the things and I'm going to talk to you about something that you did here just recently as we get further into the podcast, but we take a look at Lee Wells with all of the fires that were going on in West Texas. I mean, he reached out to the Rockwall community and they showed up in droves to help out the ranchers. And I just think that is the heart of what Rockwall is,
Totally agree. Lee Wells is a good one. I like that guy.
Yes, he is he's got a heart of gold, just a heart of gold. So, guys, we're going to be talking about social media, and Jared, obviously that is right up your alley, but Jennifer, I also see that you do a lot on social media as well, as a lot of realtors do. But I think the spin that we're going to talk about is really using it as service media. Okay. Because a lot of people will self-promote themselves and really they're doing themselves a disservice, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So we're going to get into that a little bit further into our podcast. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our first break. But when we get back, we're going to really talk about what's happening here in Rockwall. There's some cool things and cool events that are going to be coming up. So stick around and we'll see you in just a minute.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
Hey Texans, hold on to your hats. The Mesquite Championship Rodeo, newest sponsor partner of the Community Difference shows, is back, bigger and better than ever. Witness the heart-pounding action as the best riders in the world compete for glory. Feel the thrill of the chase, the raw power of nature, and the unbreakable spirit of the West. Don't miss your chance to be part of the legend. Get your tickets now for the Mesquite Championship Rodeo or win yours free just for watching the Community Difference shows.
Unwanted pests in your home can be stressful. From creepy crawlies to critters under the floorboards, they disrupt your peace of mind. But don't worry. All Pest Solutions is here to help. We offer a comprehensive range of safe and effective pest control solutions. We target all types of pests, big or small, including insects, rodents, and wildlife. All Pest Solutions, your local experts for a pest-free home. Breathe easy and enjoy your life again. Call today for a free quote. 972-442-1169 or email us at customerservice@allpestsolutions.com.
Buying a home? It should be an exciting time, not a stressful one. At Proven National Title, we understand that buyers want fast, reliable, transparent, seamless, convenient title and closing services. Therefore, our services are not limited to our office or yours. Let Jackie Tobar and all the fine folks at Proven National Title help make your dream of homeownership a reality. Call us today for a smooth and stress-free closing. Contact us at 972-752-8540 or email at jackie.tobar@provennationaltitle.com. Proven National Title. Give me one and I'll earn the rest.
And now, back to the show. What's up, Rockwall?
All right, welcome back, everybody. So let's talk about what's going to be happening around the Rockwall area this coming week or 2 weeks. Now, I think the big one this weekend is the Founders Day concert, Eli Young Band. That'll be amazing. I've got a couple of things. I know an organization called Ashland, which provides equine therapy for our active duty and veterans, and then first responders. They're going to be having a ranch rodeo down at the Mesquite Rodeo Arena, and then a concert afterwards. And a ranch rodeo is a little bit different. It's not going to be like the bull riding and the bronc busting, all of that. It's actually going to be different things that the ranch hands do. And on the ranch, I think they're going to have some kind of, I don't know, putting a diaper on a cow. I mean, I don't know, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And then I also know that we've got our concert series down at the San Jacinto courtyard, and Brandon Bamberg is going to be there on Friday night. So, Bryan, I know you said you've got a bunch of things that you wanted to talk about. What you got, man?
That was an awesome segue, actually. What I found is, we've talked quite a bit about the San Jacinto series. I mean, you show up, you sit down, you pop into Downing, grab a glass of wine, you come out, just really cool. But Roy City and Fate are doing that as well on Friday nights. So, no matter where you live in the county, you've got a spot on Friday nights where you can go. And let's not forget to talk about the Thursday night concert series at the Harbor. So this week is, excuse me, this week is Red, which is a Taylor Swift, tribute band. And I went to this one last year, and it's phenomenal. It's something to see. I'll tell you what. I mean, there's a line of little girls lined up to meet her after the show. There's wardrobe changes. I mean, wow, it was an event. And then right after the concert on the lake, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Everett and the Big Deal, but there's a local couple guys that go out and they perform, all around town. It is so much fun. They're so talented, and he'll yell out, "Give me a genre," right? Or he'll bring folks up and sing with them. It's a lot of fun. So they're actually playing in the Harbor right after the concert. And I'm blanking on the name of that bar. It is
Sideways.
Brass Tap. So they're playing at the Brass Tap right after the concert's over, and then on Friday night they're playing at the North Side. And while you're there, they have a permanent jewelry party going on at the North Side. So not only do you get to have a lot of fun with the band, but you also can get permanent jewelry made. So there's two opportunities to see Everett and the Big Deal, and I'm telling you what, if you go see him, you will not regret it. It is so much fun. So I had to give a shout out there because I went on Saturday and watched them, and we just had a huge time doing that. There he is. There's Everett. He's on the podcast right now. So that I wanted to call that out. We talked about the concerts, but Lone Star Casa's got a car show going on at the courthouse on Sunday at 10:00.
I'll be there.
Saturday, got the farmers market. Let's not forget about the farmers market. A lot of our local vendors are there. I went last week and got so many vegetables and stuff. And so Liz has been making me just amazing food because I was able to get really fresh stuff at the farmers market. And then Senior Services Alliance, they're having an event on Sunday, 10 to 11:30, and they're making floral arrangements for our local seniors. And that's cool.
And Eva Gata from Siren Rock says they're going to have live music Saturday at Siren Rock.
Really? See?
Okay, so Bryan, I just have a question for you. Two questions, actually. Number one, when do we meet at the boat slip so we can take the boat over on Thursday for the concert series? And then when am I coming over for Liz to cook dinner? Because I have seen what she's been putting out recently, and it looks amazing with all that fresh fruit, fresh vegetables.
Well, Liz is fantastic, I can tell you. I mean, there's a reason why I'm not a skinny guy. But so I usually take the boat over around lunchtime because I have a spot that I like to have at the harbor. And so I go around lunchtime, I leave the boat there, and then I've got my spot when the concert starts. But Liz and I have a date night tomorrow, so I will miss the concert tomorrow. So I hope some of our listeners take videos for me and post them so I can see all the stuff. But I got to see her last year, and that was really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And you have an open invite, Delisa. You can always come over and have dinner with us. Just let us know.
Cool. I'll be there because right now cooking is a little bit of a challenge. And trust me, I don't do well with sharp objects on a good day when I have both hands. Give it to in one hand and it's left-handed. Yeah, I'm not even going to go there.
If she's listening right now, I guarantee she's already coming up with a menu for you.
All right, Kristen, do you have anything that's happening in the area that you want to share with the listeners?
I do. I saw a small little sign the other day, and I don't think it's been promoted as much as it should have, but as a former Aggie, shout out to the Rockwall Aggie group. They're having a golf tournament on May 17th at 8 a.m. It starts at the Buffalo Creek Golf Club. So hopefully there'll be a whole bunch of Aggies attending.
Very cool. So how about you, Jennifer? Do you have anything that you'd like to share with our groups?
Well, unfortunately, Brian stole mine. Mine was I was going to mention the car show on Sunday for CASA. It's it's something that's near and dear to my heart. So I wanted to make sure that people knew that was happening. So there you go.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and as a matter of fact, it was the night of the Go Blue for Kids Gala that the dogs tripped me. Got home from that.
Oh no. Yeah.
Oh, yes, it was great until then.
Yeah, it was good until you lost an arm or ish. Yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, the dogs are still in the doghouse. I'm still a little ticked off at them. Hey, Jared, you're in the know about everything Rockwall. Do you have anything you want to share as far as what's going on in Rockwall?
The car show, got another vote for the car show. So just a terrific organization, terrific cause. And you'll be shocked at how many cool cars are right here in Rockwall County, more than you know. So maybe some of these cars only come out once a year. A lot of them you only see every once in a while, but it seems like a lot of them will be at that courthouse this weekend. And I know we've got a couple of cool cars that we're taking out. I'm taking out maybe one of my most special cars on Sunday that I don't take out too often. So I'm really excited for that. And the weather's looking really good.
I was about to say, you have a lot of cool cars, Jared.
Yeah, we have 10 cars here at the house. So I got one in particular though
Very cool.
for this.
All right, I'm just gonna have to come out and see your car.
Yeah.
That starts at 8 a.m. We've also got the Power Hour training for small businesses through the Rockwall Chamber, and that's going to be on May 22nd at 11 o'clock. And then the Professional Women's Association has their morning mingle at Fresh by Brookshire's in Fate, and they're going to have that from 8:30 to 9:30 on the 22nd as well. And this sounds like this would be right up my alley because you guys know I love my wine. And they're going to have a Rockwall Summer Bash Sip and Shop at Rossini Vineyards here in Rockwall. And that's going to be on June 2nd, starting at 11:30 a.m. So that'll be a lot of fun, sipping and shopping.
There's no shortage of stuff to do around here when it starts getting warmer, is there?
Oh yeah.
No.
I mean, there's so many we didn't even mention, right? Like, Smoke Monkeys having their spring season showcase coming up this weekend on Sunday. And then the crawfish boil at Fresh. If you like crawfish, they've got a crawfish boil on Saturday at 11 a.m. Right there at Fresh. So, yeah, I mean, we mentioned a full slate of stuff that you guys can go out and just enjoy. I hope the weather stays the way it looks like it's going to be. Thursday looks a little dicey, but every other day looks beautiful. So I think that's just can't plug it enough. Get out there and enjoy, the local flavor and what we have here to enjoy in this community. It's what makes living here, so much fun. Is there's always so much to do.
It is, and there's a little bit of something for everybody.
Yeah.
There's something for any taste, any type of activity. And we're just gearing up. I mean, this is just the beginning of really that summer season, that lake life. So I'm excited to see all the things that we have that are going to be rolling through the rest of the summer. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take our next break. But when we get back, we're going to talk with Jared and we're going to talk with Jennifer a little bit more and get to know them more and what they love about Rockwall, a little bit more about their businesses. So stick around. We will be right back.
The Community Difference-Rockwall is brought to you in part by Alan Lester, loan officer with the One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Delisa Lapinsky with Lapinsky Realty Group. Frank McLeod with Minuteman Press. Kane Pierce, Vice President and Commercial Banker for B1 Bank. Charles Barnaby with Barnaby Heating and Air. Bryan Decker with Compass Facilities Consulting. And Josh Small with WeatherTech General Contracting. If you, or someone you know would like to sponsor, or be a co-host sponsor of this show, or other shows like it, please give us a call at 972-866-5333 4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com. And now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So we're gonna talk a little more in depth with Jared and Jennifer, and as we always have it, ladies go first. Okay, so Jennifer, we're gonna start with you, and I guess I want to start out by asking you. You're from this area. You've been in this area for a long time. What would be one of your favorite things about the Rockwall and surrounding areas?
Honestly, I'm going to play a little bit into what you said. One of the things that I like about this area is, so many people, there's great things to do in Dallas. There's great things to do in Fort Worth. Don't get me wrong. But you really have so many different opportunities, whether that is you'd like to get on the lake, whether that you would like to, do running and walking outside, things like that. There's so many events for kids, so many events for the adults. It's just, if you just get plugged into the community, you really have so many different opportunities where you don't have to drive. You don't have to cross the lake, as I say. You can stay on this side of town and really still, have an ample and very entertaining life.
And that is true. You really, so when I moved out here 17 years ago, obviously it's still growing a lot. And there were still occasions where there was things in that I wanted to go into Dallas, Richardson, Plano for, but these days you don't have to. You don't have to go across the 30 bridge and get stuck on it, like you're pretty much going to get stuck on it every single day.
Yes.
But it's also, in my opinion, really kept a lot of that small town feel, that closeness, that tight knit community, because people really do get involved in the communities.
Well, and I definitely say, I think Rockwall is a perfect example of what I call a big small town. Don't get me wrong. There's a good population in the area. But it's one of those things of the 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon. I know that's an older phrase, but where everybody knows everybody somehow. So you still have that small town feel where if you get plugged into whether it's your neighborhood or your church or your work or whatever it is, that you still kind of still feels like home. It doesn't feel like a big city, although you have all the opportunities here.
Mm-hmm. Well, and as a realtor, because I'm a realtor also, we really can just concentrate in this area, this whole east of Dallas, because it is growing exponentially. And we don't have to worry about going into Dallas. I mean, certainly I would for a client, but we're able to really focus in, specialize out in this area and get to know.
It even gives you the opportunity. If somebody calls, it's not just one style of home or one style of community and that kind of thing. You can service everything from somebody who just wants to live in a condo or a townhome, very low maintenance executive homes, to somebody who wants to live on the lake, to master plan communities, to people that want ranches, to people that want, multiple acres, things of that. I mean, it's literally all right here. It's just different pockets throughout the community. So it does, it allows you to have a lot of variety.
It really does. It really does. All right, Jared, we're going to come to you. So what is it that you really just love most about our Rockwall community?
Culture. The culture of Rockwall is it's something that's real. You guys were trying to explain it just now. I call it small town charm with big town amenities. So you can sort of feel like you live in a small place, but have all the conveniences and luxuries of a large place. About the only thing we don't have is a Cadillac dealership and a Apple store at this point. So each year they figure out one more way to keep us from having to cross the bridge. And each year, the value proposition from Rockwall County as a whole just gets better and better and better for the residents. So if you've lived here a long time, you've seen a lot of improvements and you've seen a lot of infrastructure. We've seen a lot of just more options, grocery stores, places to shop and to eat, drink, and play, as they like to say. So it's just a cool place, and it's still got a lot of gas in the tank. And you feel like you're just a part of positive momentum, and I could literally feel the energy shift whenever I cross over the bridge. It's just a different life over there. And I'm just happy to come back home. I'm happy to be back with my people, and not just with people I know, but with people, even if I don't know you, if you live and work in this Rockwall area, I know just by that fact alone that you must share some commonalities and some similar philosophies to me, or else you wouldn't live here. So like we all kind of have this cultural capital amongst each other, even amongst strangers, because just being here at all, you kind of, there's some sort of understood, unspoken things. It's the kind of place where you can, you know, eat a nice dinner in a pair of flip-flops and no one's going to say anything. There might only be 1 or 2 places in the whole county even have a dress code, and I don't think they actually enforce it. You know, so that kind of like laid back, you know, kind of chill attitude, man, I appreciate it, and I sort of embrace it, and it's a part of who I am at the core. So I definitely feel like home here in Rockwall. You know what? An interesting thing that I heard once that I haven't verified myself, but I bet it's true. They said that 70% of the people who live in Rockwall County today got here after the year 2000. So sometime. So if you are living in Rockwall County right now, 70% chance you arrived here at some point in the last 24 years, right? Yeah. So these born and raised Rockwall people, and they're very proud to tell you, they'll let you know. And God bless them, but they are now the minority, which is to say that they make up 30% of the populace, and the rest of us, frankly, got here as soon as we could. And it's not our fault, but we got here as soon as we could, right? And so, or in Brian's case, he left and came back, right? So, you know, whether you've been here the whole time or you got here as soon as you could get here, we all agree that this is home and that we want to make the best of it. And it's a cool place to be. I hope it never changes.
Yeah. It's interesting because I was actually just looking at some numbers last week because I moved to Fate in 2007, and in 2007 the population was 4,997. I mean, the population sign actually said 497 from 2000, and when you look at the population now just of Fate, it's well over 22,000 people.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a huge growth in the people that are moving here.
And only
but I
one
think
grocery store.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, Jared, I know that you've got another commitment too that you're going to need to hop off a little earlier, but
I'm so sorry.
No. It's all good. Hey, you know, that's what a part of being alive is. We can switch and we can shift, and it's not a problem. It was interesting because I saw something that you did this week in your social media that really struck me as being very much in tune with our topic, which was turning social media into service media. And I think you probably know what I'm talking about. You had 2 posts. First of all, where you reached out to the community, and the first one was for the Rockwall Adoption Center.
Yeah.
Because they were low on dog food. And then the second one was Helping Hands.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, you weren't promoting yourself. You were actually promoting these 2 organizations that do so much for Rockwall County and serving them and putting the spotlight on them. And the outreach was phenomenal. I mean, the response was amazing. And I think that is really the epitome of what we're talking about, is turning social media into service media.
Mm-hmm. You want me to take you through that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, you know, at the very top, you know, you notice that I didn't promote myself. And even absent of that post, generally speaking, as a rule, I don't promote myself. It's very ambiguous. If you go to my profile, I don't even list my profession. I don't tag my business. And by the way, that's not good practice. For all you guys out there, you small business owners, entrepreneurs, by all means, tag your business. Don't make it a secret. Don't make it difficult or hard to figure out who you are and what you do. That's not smart. And I would tell you that that's not smart. But in my case, I intentionally, deliberately don't want to shine a light on me as a professional so much as me as a communicator. And someone who just provides value to the audience. So if you come over to my profile and you're going to come hang out and scroll down the wall, I'm going to make sure that you're learning something, that you're laughing, you're being entertained, you're being amused, something. I try to tell stories that I think are like real and authentic and genuine, and there's no cost or angle with that. So with that said, I've been at it for 17 years, and that's really since Facebook went public in 2017. I've been here like since the day they opened the doors, and in that time, somehow I've been able to get more than 100,000 followers over on my profile, which again, unintentionally, has made me one of the most followed individuals in the entirety of Rockwall County, right? And now, the bar is not too high because no one's really trying to be socially influential here in a digital medium. So, but that was never my intention, right? I'm just doing my thing. The numbers have happened, the followers have happened, and sort of on accident in a way, I have a very large audience. So with that large audience, I feel a sense of civic responsibility, social responsibility to be kind, to be helpful, and to use that power and that reach for good. Because anything but that's just not right. Mama wouldn't be happy with that. So with that all said, as my foundation, so you understand, I get tagged all the time and requested all the time to help with whatever it is. And if I see an alignment that makes sense and that's honest and authentic, then I might choose to step in and help, right? And so in this case, I actually got tagged by a local member of the community. Her name's Tammy. Her last name escapes me. I don't know Tammy. But Tammy just used the old @Jared, tag actually in Rockwallian Facebook group. And she was trying to call attention to the fact that the Rockwall Helping Hands food pantry in downtown Rockwall was critically low on a lot of supplies. Just all kinds of things: hamburger helper, sugar, cooking oil, feminine hygiene, some other things like that. And in the same post, she separately also mentioned that the Rockwall Adoption Center, the Rockwall Animal Shelter, was also very low on food. So two different organizations, very good organizations, both of them, but two different needs. And she tagged me and said, "Jared, please help." And I'm like, what am I going to do? I don't have any dog food, right? So immediately I thought, okay, what can I really do? Because I can go make a donation. I could drop off some dog food. I can drop off some, canned goods or, some hamburger helper or whatever. But what they're really after is that awareness, because the awareness and the message is bigger than any one donation, or it's bigger than what I can fit in my truck or the amount of money I even had to spend on this. It's bigger than that. But I knew for the sake of the illustration of the awareness, I need to be practicing what I'm going to preach here. So instead of just saying, "Hey, everyone, Helping Hands needs food," I decided that I would go and, spend $500 at Costco, donate the food, intentionally document the donation of the food, which again, not normally good form. You don't have to transmit all your donations online, by goodness. However, my intention was not to say, "Good job, Jared." My intention was to say, "I'm doing my part. Can you join me, and also do your part too?" That was why, if you're wondering why. So I go and make the donation, take the pictures. And while I'm there, I said, "Can I take pictures of the shelves?" And they're like, "Yeah, please." And so I started seeing with my own eyes all the empty shelves and all the empty stuff. I'm like, golly, this is serious. And so I put a post together that mentioned those items that they were specifically out of, and also an Amazon donation link. And so they have like an Amazon wish list. And if you buy anything off this Amazon wish list, it'll ship directly to Helping Hands. So it's very quick and easy and convenient. If you don't have much time, you can't, go by Costco and get a truckload of stuff and drop it off. Just click an Amazon wish list link. It's officially on the Rockwall Helping Hands website. So I share this, and that ended up getting hundreds of shares, hundreds and hundreds of responses. And now I'm finding out hundreds and hundreds of donations. In fact, I shared a screenshot yesterday. It was from one of the directors of Helping Hands, and they said, they have never in the history of their organization had as many Amazon donation or Amazon boxes in the last 48 hours than they've ever had. And the Amazon delivery driver said it was the most deliveries that they've ever taken out of one truck into one location in the history of his career. And I shared that screenshot because you can't make this stuff up. Like, this is crazy, right? So obviously that's very exciting, and I'm actually heading over to Helping Hands here in 30 minutes to go see with my own eyes and document sort of the results of that. On the way home from taking those photos, I go to the animal shelter and do the same thing. And they also now are looking for extra storage units to store all the dog food that's been delivered. Truckloads, I'm hearing, have been delivered. And this is all just off 2 Facebook posts. And I'm like, wow, this exceeded even my expectations.
But there's two that go ahead, Bryan, because I want to add something too. But Bryan, you jump in there.
I was going to say, it's impossible for me to go back and find all the times that Jared's done this. But the impact of exactly the foundation that he said, right? Like just stepping in, utilizing the following that he has to bring good to the community. That's happened so many times. I could come up with probably an hour and a half worth of stories, just that I remember. But Jared's provided so much impact to the community just by utilizing social media to help the community. And so that's why when we had the topic, I was like, I got to get Jared on the show, right? Because of what he does. But
to me, what strikes me, okay, is that he's authentically, and I think that's really important, because we can come across as being very authentic or not, and he's authentically serving the community. So he's taking that following and serving the community, serving others, and that's that dedication to the community, and not serving himself and putting himself first, but putting that community. And it comes across as being very authentic, very true to himself, very much this is who Jared is. Now, Jared, don't be getting the big head, okay? But that really is how you turn that social media away from yourself, but make it more service media.
Yeah.
Because the reaction obviously was phenomenal. It has exponentially helped those 2 organizations, which are fabulous organizations. And I am sure that they are extremely grateful, but it also, more importantly, brings light to a problem that they're having.
Yep. Well, it ignites that culture in the community that we talked
that's really
about.
nice. And Rockwall loves to help. And this isn't, I remember when the guy was out on the barge a couple of years back, and the guy was on the barge and we were doing the wells. I went out and did a live stream on the barge, and I think he got like $30,000 that night. I did a backflip off the barge and into the lake. And don't do that, by the way. That I smelled for a while. But Rockwall's just such a giving community, and you're kind of coming back to like, what do we like about Rockwall? I think that we kind of just all sort of know that everyone will look out for each other. Everyone is here to help each other. It's the kind of place that if you have a flat tire on the side of the road, you just wait a minute and someone's going to be by to help you. And that sort of sense of community of helping each other and looking out for each other is maybe one of those core tenets of what makes Rockwall County Rockwall. And when I say Rockwall, by the way, I'm including Fate, I'm including Roy City, I'm including Heath in that. For me, yeah, so when I say Rockwall, I mean the county, and just as a means of illustration, when I try to explain it to people when I'm traveling, I think of Rockwall County as one giant city, and each of the cities within it is almost like a borough or like a district or an area within this giant Rockwall city, if that makes sense. So it's just the way I compartmentalize it, because the city of Garland is still 4 times bigger than all of Rockwall County combined, right? So like we have a whole county that's only a quarter of a side of their one city. So it's just a weird thing, but I know that people here care and they want to help. And if they understand that there's an urgent need to help, man, you will see people lining up and handing out and doing whatever they can, but they don't always know. And this is one of the things I'm trying to explain or try to help some of these organizations get, is that, because they'll say we have a perpetual need. We always have a need, and they do, but it's out of sight and it's out of mind. And sometimes you get overwhelmed. And sometimes when you see the post from Helping Hands on your newsfeed, it might be the 25th call to action and 25th link to help now. Please click here to help us that you might have seen today. And we have all become a little bit numb and a little bit sort of oblivious to some of these requests because there's so many of them, which is part of the reason why I intentionally limit my own requests from my followers and my audience, because if I saturated them with a link to donate every single day, they're going to start tuning out. And by the way, if you ever wondered why on Rockwallian the business posts are the 1st and the 15th, by the way, today's the 15th, get your business post in. we decided way back at the beginning that if we just allowed the floodgates to be open and you can make a business post all day, every day, then that's all anyone would do. And it would become a giant Valpak or a Nickel Pages. And then everyone's going to tune out, because if it's all advertising all the time, then no one wants to see that. So we're like, well, we got to have some of it, but not too much of it. So we come up with the 1st and the 15th, which is still the thing to this day. So,
Yeah.
I got to be careful to balance sort of solicitation versus entertainment. And I try to stick a little bit more with entertainment and irreverence and just, vlogging, kind of sharing my life. But when something's really important and it's in my community, I'm going to do what I can to help.
So, Jared, we're going to have to take a break. These are amazing points. And, one of the things that I really think that you keyed on is you've got to serve the community, and it will serve you in the long run.
Yeah.
So, guys, we'll be right back. Stick around, and we've got some more great conversations happening here.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
Frisco Fighters prepare to reach new heights at Comerica Center this spring. From competitive matchups to exciting theme nights, you won't want to miss a second of the action. Join us and experience high-scoring, hard-hitting indoor football that's fun for the whole family to enjoy. Visit FriscoFighters.com for game highlights, tickets, or to reserve your spot at the Tarmac Tailgate Party. Frisco Fighters, fly with us.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Looking to buy a home? The process can be daunting, but it doesn't have to be. With the help of a qualified loan officer like Paul Fisher, you can get the financing you need and get into your dream home. Paul Fisher, a direct local lender with Certainty Home Lending, has many years of experience helping people buy homes. He's knowledgeable, experienced, and he'll work with you to find the best loan for your needs. Contact Paul Fisher today to get started on your home buying journey. He'll help you every step of the way, so you can relax and focus on finding your dream home. Visit www.loansbyfisher.com or call 817-308-7361 to schedule a consultation with Paul. MLS number 2018111.
Now back to the show.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Like Jared said, he had us a meeting over with Helping Hands, so we appreciate him coming by today. That was some great things. And Jennifer, I want to get in and talking with you because as realtors, we certainly want to have a social media presence, but I do see a lot of realtors doing it where all they're doing is the self-promotion. And I think that sometimes can work against us. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
So, our industry gives a lot of great tech tools already. If you want to see what's listed, what's sold, when under contract, all of those kind of things, there are people that are way smarter than us that apps that people can use, Zillow, Realtor.com, all of those kind of things. If people were just looking for that information, then they're going to scroll right past. I think that gets lost in the feed. I made the decision probably about 5 years ago. I am by no means Jared. My following count is not that. So I was humbled very quickly in that conversation. But I made the decision probably about 5 to 7 years ago to just turn a lot of that off. And at the end of the day, start with the service above self kind of mentality. And one of the things Jared said that I really liked is all advertising all the time. I'll be honest, I love real estate agents. If you're the agent that posts nothing but PDFs, I've probably blocked you. Just because I don't want to see it. So I share not only, in my business, I try to share the stories behind what I'm doing. I have the bloopers of the things that I have done wrong. I have the way things can go wrong within our business, but mainly I share myself, whether that is what's going on in my life, what's going on in my kids' life. Both of my girls are actually both of my adults that are not on my payroll. Let's say that one more time. Let's say that. Yeah. They're both in advertising. I have one daughter that she pays for her entire college off of her social presence. So, to me, it's the service above self situation and telling the story behind all of it. I love to take the opportunities of, if there are local businesses that I deal with and I enjoy working with, I like to share my experiences with them. And I take it even from, I'm not a really big Facebook user, although I know a lot of people are. I'm a little bit more into the video formats. And I use my Google quite a bit. If I have ever interacted with your company, I go out of my way to make sure I post pictures, to make sure I post videos, to make sure I do reviews and things of that sort, because I think it's important that we support each other that way. So that's probably one of the biggest things I do service-wise is, if I've had a great interaction with your business, I promise you I'm going to take the time to stop and make sure that everybody knows it.
Well,
Go ahead, Bryan.
Sorry, Delisa, we were jumping in on each other today.
It's okay.
Jennifer, I wanted to talk quickly, so I know Everett is watching. He's been commenting, and he was talking to me. He's a tremendous sales professional. He was talking to me about, from a sales side, and that real estate's no different. You're looking for someone you trust, right? And as you're posting, nothing but ads, you diminish that trust, right? Where your approach is really, people get to know you, people get to know, kind of what your life is like, what you're passionate about, and that builds trust. And so I think it's a great model to have for your business, not only because you're promoting, service above self, which is noble and what everyone should do, but I bet it also helps your business because folks are more likely to trust you over someone that's just posting, look at this listing, look at this listing, look at this listing.
Yeah, it's for me, I've been incredibly fortunate that since I have started running my business in this way, very rarely when people call me, is it they've never seen me, never heard my voice or anything of that sort. And what's fun about it is, if you go through my socials, I'd say once every 10 posts are about business. You can go back and see that I did an entire Taylor Swift tree. I made an entire Taylor Swift tree this year. So yes, we will be at Red. I will make sure that we are there. I have not seen that, so we'll be there. I spent 22 hours painting nutcrackers, during the Christmas break. Don't do that, by the way. And I post videos about that. So it's sharing a little bit. I bet you Jared and I have a lot of the same philosophies. His is on a bigger scale. That to me, it's just allowing the community to see what's going on and what you're like and the experiences that you have in the town that you love.
Yeah.
And Bryan, you hit a really important point. And Jennifer, trust. The thing is realtors are a dime a dozen. There are so many of us around here. Okay.
I think the statistic is, every person knows up to 10 agents.
Yeah.
I think,
at least, if not more. But here's the thing. I am different than you. Now I can already tell that you and I can be great friends because you're just real direct and so am I. But you've got a different personality than I do, and different than somebody down the street. Well, if all you're doing is posting those PDFs or a picture of, look at me, I had a closing, which every once in a while is fine, but not getting to know who you are. I want someone that is going to really like me and like my style, like how I am, which is going to be totally different from you, which is going to be different from, Chris Dorward over at KW. So you really start getting those clients that you mesh with.
And I think that was what you were asking, is what is the difference? Number one, I think there is enough business out there for all of us. I am never competing against another agent. That is never where my mindset comes from. And then from there, it's one of those is if if I go through and tell the stories, the things that people can't find on Google, the things that people can't find in the apps, that's the reason they're watching. You know, whether it's I have an entire series that I do of I can't make this stuff up in real estate, and all the things that have gone wrong during a real estate transaction. You know, whether it has been I've walked into a vacant house and there was somebody randomly in the shower. I've had a house flood and I walked in and the secondary bathtub was now in the master bathroom. Thank you to WeatherTech for taking care of that house for me. I mean, it's all of these different kind of things that I can't make up in this world, and you don't even think through. I had a buyer, you know, I had a listing and a buyer showed up before it had even funded and cut down 3 trees and moved pods into the middle of the street. I'm like, guys, what are you doing? You know, it's one of those that I think the videos and I think your socials give you the opportunity to tell the things that people can't obviously see in the background.
It's educational storytelling.
Yeah.
It's educational storytelling.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, absolutely. I know we can get together and have one of those books that you can't make this.
Oh, man. Yeah.
You know, yeah. I just lost it because they popped it up. But, you know, Everett just made a comment, and it's very true that people buy from people. They buy from people, and it's the one human element left in our commodity that's riddled transaction way of life. So you're buying from a person, you're working with a person, you're humanizing it, and it's not just a transaction. It's building those relationships, and you start building those relationships in your social media by serving others.
All four of us sitting here right now, 3 of us walk into people's homes. Like that's their home. I mean, you cannot get any more personal. So to not understand that it is not just a transaction, to understand that you need to affect in the most positive way possible their home. And then, Bryan, you are in their business. I mean, how much more personal can you get somebody's livelihood and somebody's home? And I think forgetting that we do that every single day and treating that as just another file on our desk is just such a massive disservice to not only our clients, but the people that we work with.
No, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. And unfortunately, and don't get me wrong, I love technology some days. But it also makes it very easy to lose that human element. And we've got to be very careful in how we balance that. You know, like you said, I mean, people are going to go through Zillow and Realtor and they can scroll and they can look at all of that stuff. But now you don't have that human element. You don't have that person who is like, tell me why this is important. Tell me what it's going to mean for you, and really get to know deep down, or the business. How is it going to affect your business? And getting to know the true heart of it.
Yep. And I think if you treat your socials with the opportunity to share your story, or share the story of the people that you're serving, or share the stories of the people that are helping you. I think that is the difference of you're not Google. I am not, as a real estate agent, I don't ever want to be Zillow. I don't ever want to be realtor.com, and I don't ever want to be Google. No. I want to give you parts of my business and parts of our community that you don't see in just scrolling.
Yeah. That's why I like you for your social media. You do such a good job at bringing that human element into it. Whether it's engaging your husband, Shane, with TikToks and Reels with your daughters. I absolutely love those. God bless him. Watching you paint nutcrackers was absolutely amazing. I'm sorry. I know it was painful, but it was
hours.
Yes. I loved it. But you just bring that human element to it, because I'm very much one of those people who wants that human interaction. And wants to make sure that you have that aspect of it, and you bring everybody inside and kind of tie it all together to the business aspect.
And to me, I built my business off of, majority of what I do is from people that I've served in different communities. So whether it is me serving on the Chamber of Commerce, I was my girls' cheer coach for years and things like that. Or the Kaufman County Child Advocacy Center is a group that I was very involved in for a very long time. A lot of my clients came from that, but it came from the fact that I gave everything I had to those volunteer positions. So they already know, like, and trust me. So moving it over to business was simple. So trying to give that same element online, I think, is the hardest thing for people to understand. That as much as people care, I'm going to be honest, nobody cares how many houses I sold last year. Nobody. Nobody cares other than maybe my husband. But other than that, that's not something I should be sharing. I should be sharing the way that those houses impact, or the way that we impact. I mean, Bryan, I'm sure you deal with the same thing. Yes, you have a great resume of what you've been able to do in the past, but how many of your clients care about that if you can't do it for them?
100%. Yeah.
Lyndon made a comment in the chat, and this is so very true. And then we're going to need to take a break. But the only thing that can't be duplicated or replicated or imitated in the business is you. And you need to be authentically you.
Yep.
All right, guys. So here's what we're going to do is we're going to take our final break. And then when we come back, we're going to have a little fun. We're going to start with our rapid fire questions. And I don't know, we may have come up with some new ones, guys. Stick around. Be right back.
The Community Difference-Rockwall is brought to you in part by Alan Lester, loan officer with the One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Delisa Lapinsky with Lapinsky Realty Group. Frank McLeod with Minuteman Press. Kane Pierce, Vice President and Commercial Banker for B1 Bank. Charles Barnaby with Barnaby Heating and Air. Bryan Decker with Compass Facilities Consulting. And Josh Small with WeatherTech General Contracting. If you, or someone you know, would like to sponsor, or be a co-host sponsor of this show, or other shows like it, please give us a call at 972-866-4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com. And now, back to the show.
Are you ready?
Rapid fire.
All right, now we're going to have a little bit of fun. Now, we always start with our ladies. And Jennifer, we're going to start with you. Okay. All right. And we'll start a couple of easy lobs. All right. So if you were an ice cream flavor, which one would you be?
Ooh, okay. If I was an ice cream flavor, I would be Rocky Road.
Oh, you just stole mine, because I just bought some Rocky Road ice cream today.
Yep, I would be Rocky Road because it's a good classic flavor with a little bit of flair. So it has a little bit of sweet, but it also has a little bit of crunchy. So I think that is absolutely my flavor.
Yep. And it's got a little bit of nut in it. So
well, that was my crunchy or cranky, whichever one, however you want to put it. Yeah.
All right, Bryan, how about you? What's your ice cream flavor?
I'm gonna go peppermint. I'll freshen up your life and I'll stay around for a little while.
Okay. All right, Kristen, what about you?
I think I'm a cookies and cream. I'm just kind of it's a little basic, but just a little bit extra in there. Yeah.
Yeah, got a little extra flair to it. Okay. Perfect. All right. So, Bryan, what's the first thing you do in the morning when you get up?
I go to the restroom.
All right, Kristen.
Look at the clock. Because usually the kids have woken me up at some point and I just don't know what time it is anymore. So,
yeah, you've got littles. Yeah, I don't miss those days. All right, Jennifer.
Mine is I let the dogs out. I have a very small dog that gives me what I call a Kinsey facial. She lets me know exactly what time she needs to get up because she jumps up on the bed and begins to lick my entire face. So yeah, that is the very first thing I do because it's the very first thing I need to do unless I plan on picking up some messes. So.
All right. So my first one is I scream at Alexa to snooze the alarm.
Yeah.
And then that's when my dogs run up and lick me on the face and I let them out.
There you go. Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. So coffee in the morning, black or with cream or sugar?
Oh, I like my coffee to taste a little bit more like a hot fudge sundae. There is creamer, there is caramel. I have, gotten off of the whipped cream, but other than that, yeah, no, I need my coffee to taste more like a dessert. And it's not a coffee, it's 2 to 3. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's almost a pot, and mine's the hazelnut creamer. Mm-hmm. All right, Bryan, how about you?
Cream and sugar. Yeah.
All right, Kristen.
Depends on the season. Winter, you go creamer with some coffee. And then in the summer, it's more of the iced coffee, but definitely a lot of the flavoring that goes with it. So I've got to change it up a little bit.
All right. So Kristen, now we're going to start with you. All right. What's your favorite sandwich?
Ooh, probably just a turkey sandwich with kind of the extra fixins, the lettuce, tomatoes, a little bit of mustard, pickles. You know, you go to Subway, you can change it up and put a little extra bell pepper, something kind of funky on it, maybe some jalapenos.
Jennifer, favorite sandwich?
So I actually, because I do work from home so often, I actually eat quite a few sandwiches at home. And one of my very favorite is a very simple peanut butter and jelly, but I like crunchy peanut butter. And I like the jelly from Ham's Orchard, down the peach jelly from Ham's Orchard down in Wills Point. So I buy jars of that when they're open and I eat it all year long.
All right, Bryan, favorite kind of sandwich?
I'm gonna go with an Italian sub with pepper jack and jalapenos.
Okay, y'all did not watch the video that Lyndon sent. Oh my God, I'm surprised.
Cream sandwich.
Cream sandwich.
No, we're being authentic.
How much more can I tee y'all up? Come on.
Oh my God, I was so full. I mean, I was at least expecting Bryan to come up with that. Okay.
No. I'm authentic on this show. I'm going to answer how I'm going to answer.
Yeah.
You know? Not going to be influenced by Lyndon or anyone else.
Come on now.
Man, you are no fun. Okay. All right. Make your bed every morning or not? Bryan?
No, because Liz is usually in the bed when I get up. So that would be rude.
Yeah, that would be rude. All right, Kristen?
No. Sorry, Mom. Tried hard with that one.
Jennifer?
Absolutely not. I think the only time my bed gets made is on Sundays, and that's because that's when we do the sheets. So that's it. The sheets go back on clean, and then the bed gets made, and then the rest of the week it's unmade. Yeah.
Oh, I got to make mine every single morning. Now, it doesn't do any good because when I'm in the shower, the dogs hop up on it and have WWF wrestling. And so it pretty much gets unmade anyway. And then I have to yell at them. But yeah, I got to make my bed up.
Hey,
All
Louise, I got a question.
Okay, go.
How many pillows are on your bed?
Ooh.
Just on my side, 3.
Okay, Kristen.
2. 1 for me, 1 for Josh.
Atta girl.
All right, Bryan.
So we have 7, I think.
Yeah.
But that has nothing to do with me.
I was going to say, Bryan, if you were single, how many pillows would be on your bed?
1.
All right, Bryan, you won on that one. I have 4. I have 4. Yeah, you know, you've got the regular pillow on each side, even though it's just me and the dog sleeping in the bed. And then you got the decorative. So,
yeah, Liz, I hope you're watching. Liz, I hope you're watching. You know, I always tell you it's ridiculous. Here we go. It's proof.
Okay. Favorite pizza topping, Jennifer?
Okay, I feel like I'm gonna start some trouble here. But my favorite pizza topping is would be pineapple jalapenos with pepperoni. I told you I was going to start.
Teeing you up for that one, Bryan.
Well, not for me, I'll say first, but I like all the meats, right? I'm like a 3-meat pizza guy, like, you know, bacon, Italian sausage, pepperoni, also jalapenos. I put jalapenos on everything. It's my favorite flavor.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a caveman pizza. That's the best.
Yeah.
Kristen?
Supreme. All the way.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah. I'm Supreme, but then I like those jalapenos on it as well. Okay. This is going to be our last rapid fire question before we start winding anything up. So if you could be a fly on the wall anywhere, where would it be? I'm going to start with this one just because my daughter is taking flying lessons. And I would love to be a fly on the wall when she does her debrief with her, because I want to know if I actually want to go up in the plane with her when she gets her license or not. All right, Bryan, how about you?
All right, Lyndon's going to end up buzzing me on this one, but I'm going to say the House of Representatives, even though I could watch C-SPAN, and I don't, right? But I don't understand why it's so dysfunctional, and I'd love to be there and listen to the conversations, like the actual conversations that are had.
Yeah.
I got a applause, not buzz.
Just a sec. All right, Kristen, how about you?
Based on the things she comes home and says, I'd really like to hear the 3-year-old conversations, 4-year-olds in her classroom every day, because the stuff that comes out of her mouth, I just, it's mind-boggling, mind-blowing sometimes for her age. So I'd like to hear what they converse about.
Yeah, that could be interesting. How about you, Jennifer?
I started to go with something within politics, and then I really kind of thought about that and said it sounded a little bit more scary than I wanted to know. So I'll be honest, this one has me completely stumped. Because there's certain rooms I'd be like, ooh, that would be interesting, but then again, I might not want to know what it looks like behind the curtain. So I'm going to say you have me stumped on this one, so I don't know that I'm prepared to answer it, because I can't.
Okay.
I think is really, like, I would really want to be there.
Yeah, hey, you get a pass on that. It's funny because my brother actually was up at the White House for business, and he said you do not ever want to go there because you don't want to see what happens behind it, because it will make you sick. Just
my gut was, I would say, sitting in as they're discussing things within the Supreme Court. That's my gut. I was like, ooh, that would be really interesting. Just all the different arguments. And just, all the things that go on in the background. And then I thought about it and I was like, I probably actually don't. It probably would make me sad. Yeah.
All right, guys, this has been so much fun. This has been a great discussion today. And Jennifer, thank you for being here on the Community Difference-Rockwall, and Jared as well. I know he had to hop over to Helping Hands. So Jennifer, we're going to go ahead and close it out. How can people reach out to you? Tell them a little bit about, how they can get a hold of you. And thank you so much.
Well, let me start with, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Kristen, for even thinking about me. And thank you for all the great things. I will tell you, I look every single day. One of the things that I do is I start my day in a gratitude journal. And I always look for one thing a nugget that I got. So thank you so much, Bryan, because I will be at the Red tomorrow. Because you gave that to me. So thank you. That was my nugget for the day. So thank you so much for having me. Other than that, I'm super stalkable. So every single socials that I have just says Kilpatrick Realtor. So if you just want to find me that way, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, I'm not on LinkedIn. That's the best way to find me, and also even through Google. So that's, if there's something I can help with, or you have a community organization that you think kind of falls within some of the things that I already serve in, I'm always here to help.
I love that. Bryan, how can people, and I know you were looking at mainly big companies and stuff, but you know what? You never know who's watching today. So how can people get a hold of you when they are looking for someone to handle their data storage and stuff like that?
Right. So we have a website. It's compassfacilitiesconsulting.com. On all social media, we've got LinkedIn, Facebook. My email is scrolling right underneath my face right now, Bryan at compassfacilitiesconsulting.com. Just hit me up. We very much like to sit down with the clients and identify how we can help. We don't have a menu that you have to pick off of. We can definitely help with anything, really. So just hit us up.
Awesome. How about Kristen? How about you and Josh? How can everybody reach out to you guys?
You can catch us on Instagram, Facebook, or WeatherTech General Contracting.com is our website. And my email scrolling below. Josh's is j.small. So either one of us are really accessible. And that's it.
Awesome. And of course, you guys can reach me through most of the socials as well. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Jennifer, I'm like you. I'm really not a big LinkedIn person. I don't know. Maybe we need to get in on LinkedIn now. Okay. Just one more social media platform, right?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah.
One other thing, guys, first of all, we appreciate you guys turning in, but if you would also like to be a part of the Community Difference, whether you be a guest or even a co-host, reach out to Lyndon Wilson or myself. We'd love to talk with you about it. As you can see, we have a fabulous time. We have a lot of fun in serving our community, and we really appreciate you guys tuning in today. So we will see you back here at the Community Difference-Rockwall next week, Wednesday, 2:30.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Thank you for watching today's show. The Community Difference-Rockwall is brought to you in part by Alan Lester, loan officer with the One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Delisa Lapinsky with Lapinsky Realty Group. Frank McLeod with Minuteman Press. Kane Pierce, Vice President and Commercial Banker for B1 Bank. Charles Barnaby with Barnaby Heating and Air. Bryan Decker with Compass Facilities Consulting. And Josh Small with WeatherTech General Contracting.